Well, good morning. It is February the 12th, and it is time for another vlog because I'm getting ready to hit the road again. I'm headed north. I'm on my way up to Portland. Yay! Fun stuff. I've gotten everything loaded up. As you can see, the garage is no more stuff in the garage. It's all gone. It's all gone. That's because it's all in the back of my truck. And let me tell you, I'm really wishing I had an 8-foot bed right now, because I have that trailer actually packed inside as much as I can safely and padded with stuff. And as you can see, we have the back of the bed fully loaded in here. Actually, this is the second attempt. I tried it last night. It didn't work out so well. And then I've even got in here packed, so when I go to take my nap tonight, that's actually gonna have to go over to the front seat so I can recline my seat to take my nap. Or I may just get a hotel. That might be just as easy as well. But yeah, I've got pretty much everything loaded up. It's around 11 o'clock. I've still got some more things I want to get accomplished before I leave the house. So I'm going to go ahead and get those all taken care of, and then I'll get back to you when I'm on the road. Okay, it is Wednesday, February the 12th, and it is now like 5:30 in the evening. The sun is setting, as you can see. And I've got the trailer all hooked up. The lights are on. It's all ready to go. All safely connected. I don't like how low that is. I gotta fix that before I go. That's better. But anyways, I'm getting ready to head off now. I kind of farted around today. It took me a long time to get the truck recentered, resituated, and all loaded up and all that kind of stuff. So, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm not in any hurry. Just take my time. I got another vlog done, got the house cleaned up a little bit, that kind of stuff, and spent a little time with my dog before I hit the road. So now it's time to get rolling. Somewhere north tonight, I'll stop and nap. I got to be in Wairika in the morning, and then push on into Oregon. How far I get, I don't know. I might even just take a hotel room and say screw it and get a good sleep. Who knows? But on that note, let's get hauling. Okay, so maybe leaving right at rush hour was not the brightest idea. Yeah. Traffic is stop and go. I forgot about this part. Oops. I'm so just used to leaving early in the morning that I forget about this at this time of night. This part of the freeway sucks. I should have just went down the street and across. Oh, my brain was not thinking. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not in a hurry. I just would rather not sit in traffic, but oh well. It is what it is. How's it going?
Do we have any out-of-state firewood or produce?
No, we don't.
Appreciate it, man.
Awesome, thanks. Have a good one. Yes. No fruits or nuts or plants or anything funky like that. So we're good to go. Yep, it's that time again. I'm in Tehachapi once more. I'm at the Flying J and getting fuel. So I got 13.5 miles per gallon on the way down out of Vegas with this Nest trailer on the back, and I'm loaded too. I've got a lot of stuff in the back of the truck and everything, so I'm really not unhappy with that kind of mileage with that weight, because I think that trailer's about 4,000 pounds. I will try to actually get a scale weight when I get up in Oregon, because I can actually do that there without any problems, and then that way I'll know for sure on my weight. But what I'm going to do is, like, if you follow TFL like I do, and Toe Piglet just did it as well with his Ford and his 10-speed, check out his channel, and he's got some really good stuff about Hotshot. But anyways, these guys are doing the actual mileage test. Now I'm going off of what my, what my trip computer says that I did, and we know that they're not 100% accurate all the time. So what I'm going to do this trip is I'm going to go to Tehachapi, and my next stop will be in Stanton, where I normally stop. I will go ahead and do the whole fuel calculation versus the mileage I drove. So I'll do the reset on the trip computer, and I'll do the reset on the estimated mile per gallon for the drive. It's kind of funny how TFL does the 30-second wait time. I've always done that ever since my dad taught me that when I was young. He always said that if you're going to stop and fill the car, like on a road trip, if you're going to stop and fill the car, make sure you get as much gas in as possible. Because especially like when we used to go to Florida, you would find the cheap gas stations along the way, and that's the ones you stopped at and you filled up because you had to drive so far. And my dad always told me that. He says when it kicks off, wait half a minute. Well, he always used to say, wait a minute for the gas to settle and then top it up again. So, I mean, a minute was extreme, but he would do it. He'd always do it. It's like he would count in his head and then he would top it off. And sure, it does take more fuel. Because what happens is you've got all the air and all the gas fumes and everything else like that that are partially of what's kicking off the pump. Because it's the pressures, what it does is it works off the pressure. So as the pressure builds up and gets closer, that's what kicks the valve and it kicks it off. So if you wait and let everything settle down in your tank, you can actually get some more in it. A couple times I've done it, I've always gotten like an extra half a gallon, maybe even, yeah, about a half a gallon is what I get in there. So I'll do that this time. And I'll measure it out and we'll make it part of this vlog so that we can see how accurate it is. And I'm curious to see how far off it is from real world numbers, because I already know that from the factory, my speedometer is off by a mile per hour, exactly 1 mile per hour. So if I set the cruise at 61, I'm doing 60. If I set the cruise at 75, I'm doing 74. So let's see what the trip computer says for the miles per gallon, if it's accurate or not. Also, I'm not shooting any of the video on the road in this part of the vlog because it's kind of redundant to keep showing the same video all the time. When, if you've been watching my vlogs, you already know what the road's like when I go through. Plus it's nighttime, so it's kind of hard to see. If I catch anything interesting, of course I will, you know, try to catch it on film, but I'm just not going to record that. I have yet to record north of Stanton on the 5, but it'll be nighttime, so you won't see it. And I am going to be stopping in Eureka in the morning. So I'll get some road footage after Eureka in California when I go through the mountains in Oregon. That I'll catch some road footage of. Okay, now that that's all cleared up and we know what we're doing going forward, let's get hauling. want to show you is I do actually have the cruise set for 60, it's supposed to be 65, right? Because we know that my miles are, I'm 1 mile over my speed limit. What I wanted to show is that I am still just set on cruise. I have not touched the gas. I have not touched the brake. I do have a 55-mile-an-hour corner coming up. We'll ride that through because the truck will do it. But as you can see, it is down. It is slowing down. Now it's speeding back up because we did our 65. What the point is that I'm getting at, oh, this is a good hill. I don't want to do 65 up it because my tranny will shift really hard. We'll just do 60. What I was getting at on the downhill, and I'll show it on the next one, is that, or one thing I really like about this Ram is that the downshift and the speed, you know, the hill control for the speed and the transmission and the computer, and I'll do a little more research what it exactly is, but the one thing I really like about it is that it is super effective, and it works. To me, it feels like it's working like an exhaust brake. That's what it feels like. I mean, it just does the job well going down hills. Depending on the speed I set it at, and depending on the grade, sometimes I've got to go ahead and drop. Sometimes I got to go ahead and actually tap the brake, get it to drop a gear, and then it'll hold. But 9 times out of 10, it just does it on its own, and there's really no issue with it whatsoever. And that really, really impresses me. So we'll try it again. It's bumped up to 70. I have the cruise set for now. I want to do 64, so I'm going to change lanes. And it's downshifted now, and it's starting to decelerate. I don't know how well we're going to see this, but it is actually, and this is a 6% grade, so it's a pretty tough grade, but I am slowly decelerating, or at least holding this speed right now. That's the sweet spot on it is around 35, maybe 4, and I'm picking up now. So a couple taps of the brake just to get it down, and there we go. Now it downshifted, and it'll actually hold this all the way down the hill now without an issue. I just really like the hill descent control, if that's what it is, if that's what this thing really truly has. So some beautiful scenery today. It's a clear, gorgeous day. This is why I'm doing this today, because I'm trying to beat it. So, and now I'll just go ahead and hit the resume on my cruise control, and of course it accelerated, and it's going to take me back up to 65. I'm actually going to bump this down to 61 right now because we got a little bit of traffic going on. Okay, so as you can see, I'm at the Pilot, but I'm in Weed, California. I stopped somewhere down by Williams. There's a rest area down there. I stopped down there for a couple hours, got a nap. I'm pushing on now because the trucks are too damn noisy, and I'm kind of on a deadline, so I've got to try to push this. I don't think I'm gonna make it over to see my wife tonight. I think by the time I get all this stuff done, it's just gonna be too late. I'm gonna be too tired, and I have to actually go to Costco for her before I go over, and it's like 2 hours over to her place from the closest Costco. If I can make Costco before it closes, then I'll push on and I'll go to her place. If by the time I'm done the Costco's are closed, then I'm actually going to get a room tonight over in the Portland or Salem area, whatever. That's not really going to upset me. This is a good run, so I can afford to get a room on this run. It's also time for another MPG check-in. Okay, I've got my fuel. I topped up how I normally do, so fuel, weight, top. My trip meter says that it was 12.5 miles per gallon from the last stop up here into the mountains in Weed, so that's not too bad. We did go 265.9 miles, so let's figure out what the true MPG was. Okay, so 265.9 divided by 21.540 equals 12.34 miles per gallon. So that said 12.34, that said 12.5. That's not bad. I'll take that. That's pretty good. I won't be able to get any more of these now because I'm going into Oregon next, and they pump your gas there, and they don't like to play games over there. Okay, I've got I'm gonna try one of these tornadoes from Pilot, and yeah, that's breakfast. I got coffee and I'm set to go. So with that, let's get hauling. Okay, so I got the seats delivered and taken care of. Those were the ones that I picked up in Arizona. If you remember back in the earlier vlog, remember I was running around doing some stuff and picking up little stuff here and little stuff there. Well, that's what it was. That was the seats. They were $60. That was cash. Oh, of course I'm going to claim that. Okay, so those were those seats that you saw maybe in a previous vlog, maybe you didn't, but anyways, I picked those up in Arizona from a buddy of mine on a swing. That was my Southwest swing vlog. So I finally got those seats delivered, and it was to here in Wairika. There's a Rika theme going on apparently, but anyways, we have that taken care of. So those were only worth 60 bucks, but you know, 60 bucks is 60 bucks, and it's a tank of gas, really. And it's a tank of gas right on the way of where I'm going. It wasn't an inconvenience at all to do this. It's also a good customer of mine that I have taken care of, and he has taken care of me in the past. And when I say taking care of me, it's because it's a customer that doesn't question what my cost is on the job. When I say taking care of me, it's because it's a customer that doesn't question my price, because people know I'm fair with my pricing to begin with. And on one of his jobs, he just didn't question the price because he knew I was being fair with him. So doing something like this for him for that amount was fine. Okay, so now we're off to Woodland, Washington. Google estimates that I should be there around 7, knowing because I got the trailer and I got traffic and everything else like that. It'll be 8 o'clock before I get up there for sure. And by the time it takes me an hour to get all unloaded, and then I'll have to go over to Washougal, so I should have their delivery to them by 10. And then I need to drop the trailer off in Camas. So I'm obviously not going to make Costco. And that means I'm going to be probably spend the night in Salem. I'll drive back down, get to Salem, stay at the Comfort Inn down there, because I stay at the Choice Hotels. And then get up in the morning, have some breakfast, go to Costco, and then get over to my gal so I can be with her. So with that, let's get hauling. time for another fuel top up. Time to make room for some more coffee and get some more coffee. That run through the mountains averaged about 13 miles per gallon, so that was not bad. Okay, I got my coffee. If you've been watching, you see all the clouds and stuff like that with the footage I've been showing you. And this is the reason why I left when I did Wednesday night, even though I was tired and would have rather just slept and left very early in the morning instead. This storm that we're seeing, you can see all the rain right now that's, you know, starting to fall. Will actually be snow through the mountain tonight and tomorrow morning. Pretty much all day tomorrow. So that's why I wanted to get a jump a day ahead. I mean, I know I'm going to take the room in Salem tonight, which is an added cost, but that's still safer than trying to drive through a snowstorm through the mountain, probably at night. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That's how it goes. All right, time to get back to it and get hauling. All right, let's see if we can't get another accurate scale weight since we've got a little time to kill here. See if they got their scales on, which they should. Yes, they do. Okay, so according to this, front axle is 32. Both axles 7,300 is what my truck weighs. Wonder if I can get the, oh, I'm not gonna get the trailer on it too. Okay, so 7,300 and the trailer is 3,950, 4,000. So basically 7 and 4, 11,000 is what I'm weighing in at. But that trailer's 4,000 pounds. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, that was my Washougal delivery. That was the 2 pieces, if you remember from my past vlog, that I picked up. So now I'm off to Woodland to get all that massive stuff also that I picked up down in Arizona to get that delivered. And then it's off to the hotel for tonight. Let's get back to hauling. I know it's super hard to see because the phone's doing it dark, but let's see if I can. It's dark. Okay, so I've lightened it all the way up. But this road is like incredibly steep. I mean, I feel like I'm somewhere in San Francisco, and I know it's really hard to see because there's no light, but wow, I'm like crawling down because I can imagine what this is like in the wintertime or black ice, man. You're not going anywhere, and I'm afraid to even go even remotely fast because if I start sliding, I've got that 4,000 pounds behind me. But you can see the pitch and the angle on this house here. I mean, it's just, wow, this is way up in the hills. Like you'll see here when I come around this corner, you can see how low that RV is down there. Like, look at this. That's pretty wild. All right, so now we're straightening up. Okay, now we're good. Whew. That was almost a little sketchy. That was like San Francisco grade. Well, good morning. I made it to the hotel last night, and today I'll be meeting with the owner of that little Nest trailer and be delivering that. Last night I got rid of the 2 pieces of furniture. I then went over to Woodland, Washington, and I unloaded all the stuff that was in the back of the truck. That job paid me $300, plus I got a $50 tip, so it was $350. So this morning, I still got the trailer to go deliver. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. And then I am done. After that, it's just I've got to pick up a battery for my wife. I've got to go to Costco for my wife, and then I'll be over to Lincoln City. So hopefully I can catch some footage of that drive over. All right, let's go get some breakfast. Okay, so I made it to Costco now, and I have to do the shopping for my wife, but I'm going to go ahead and reach out to my customer now and figure out what time we're going to meet for delivering the trailer. Well, I guess I should have reached out to my customer before I left the hotel. I could have got a late checkout and just kind of chilled and worked on the laptop. I can still do that here, but hotel would have been a little more comfortable because apparently I can't deliver my trailer until 4 p.m. So I got to find something to do for 6 hours. Okay, so I got the Costco shopping done, and I'm still an hour ahead of schedule even by the time I drive over to where I got to meet my customer. But there is a detail spot right beside where I'm going, and hopefully I can get the trailer, give it a bath, because I don't think there's any coin ops on my way. So, because otherwise I would just pull in and rinse the trailer off. It's really dirty, and it was really nice when I picked it up, and I kind of would like to deliver it that way. I'm sure she's going to understand the road and all that, but still, if I can, why not? It's only a few bucks, and you impress your customer that way, so it's worth it. So with that, let's get hauling. there's the Nest trailer delivered. Okay, so that wraps up that delivery. Customer has paid me. Super great customer too. That one I got off Citizen Shipper, so there's actually no fee to me. The customer pays the fee. So that was really nice. And now it's off to Lincoln City to spend the weekend with my wife. Take care. Thanks very much for watching the vlog. I really appreciate it. And if you like what I'm doing here, make sure that you subscribe and maybe turn your notifications on. That way you'll know when a new video drops. Till next time, keep hauling.
It's so dark you can't see me.
Oh, there's some light. Oh, wait, there's some light. Just get rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling through Vegas.
That's my kind of town.
Oh, I'm already tired.